Right, this is my latest white cloth finished. Now I've made a video of this for my class, the class that I made this along with, so I'm not going to show you too much on the video or give you any technical information. And I'm going to take pictures that will end up on my blog sometime later this week. So you're probably going to be sick of the sight of this by the time I finish, but I thought I'd just talk you through a couple of my favourite areas of this cloth. First of all, here, I have ribbon here. Now I don't use ribbon in my work, I don't put ribbon in my embroidery, but this was cut from a piece of vintage cloth that had the ribbon already attached, so I left it in. So that's why that's there, that's why that ribbon's there, and it's going to stay there, and it's literally just dangling there, you know, it's not anything feature or anything as such apart from in its own right, so it's just going to hang there freely. Then over here I really like these little rouleau loops. Try and get them in the line of the camera. Hope you can see them. I can't even see them myself looking in that viewer. No, you're not up there. So there, tiny little rouleau loops. Now I didn't make them. I got them out off the edge of an old blouse in a charity shop, and they're so delicate and tiny and precious. They were probably machine made, but they still qualify as vintage to me because they came from a charity shop and somebody has worn those, you know, they've been part of somebody's wardrobe. Along my edge I've put puffs just down one edge, okay, I'm really not there. So they look really lovely down that edge, and then this area here with the lace coming out of the holes, I particularly like that. And then a little area here of prairie points. This is probably only about 3 inches across, so that's a really thick area. They're really crammed in there, but that's a really beautiful area. And then here, I like, this is the corner of a lace table runner, and I just pop that on and put a bit of a applique on there. There's bullion knots on here, masses of bullion knots. I'm going to try and find a large area of bullion here. I love bullion knots. There's so many bullion knots on this cloth, would be impossible to count them. And then somewhere, if I can find it, just let me move it about a minute. I don't know if you remember on my blog, I said I was laundering a bit of vintage cloth and noticed a little tiny label underneath, and there was some discussion about what was going on with this label, what it was, and that's there. So I've kind of turned that over deliberately so it wasn't lost inside, so that that is visible. And then another piece somewhere, so much to see on here. What I'm looking for is a piece of lace there. This piece of lace that I've just caught down on both sides, so it's kind of made like a lace pocket there. I think that's really pretty. And there's some applique with bullion knots below that. Excuse me. And then finally my pocket. I made a pocket, a long pocket here. This is one of the last things I made. It goes down there. And in that pocket, you'll have remembered this discussion from my blog about my one and only true auntie. I've got labels made, and that is in there, and that rolls out, and that says one and only true auntie. And if you missed that tale, that blog post, I come from a male-dominated family. So although I have a lot of aunties by marriage, the person who this cloth is for is the only auntie, the only birth auntie that I actually have out of so many aunties. So, you know, that makes her special to me. And also because she's very close in age to me, she's only a few years older than me, so we're more like sisters. So, you know, I put that, if I send her a letter or a birthday card or something, I address it one and only true auntie, and then her postal address. I mean, I've always done that. So, that, you know, that means something to me and her. So as I say, there'll be a picture of this today on the blog, but then sometime within the next week there'll be lots and lots of pictures of it, so you'll probably be sick of it and you'll think I'm not going back to that blog for at least 3 weeks because she'll just be banging on about that cloth again. But so there it is, and I'm so happy it's finished, and I absolutely love it, and I don't even really want to give it to her, and I'm going to demand that she could say that she can only have it if she leaves it to me in her will. So there. So I'm an Indian giver. I give to get back. Not really.